You look stupid. I'm gonna go pass out. Thunk.
I've been there, man. I seen it. I see my hopes and dreams lying on the ground. All right, guys, welcome back. We're here with something I'm really excited about. I've been experimenting with. I've gotten actually in contact with some people at the Library of Congress. They sent over a box of VHS tapes, and it's basically copyright free material, and it's stuff they want to keep out there in the zeitgeist, little piece of history, little piece of entertainment. So instead of not being able to watch something with you guys and just doing a little analysis afterwards, we're going to be watching this with you guys in live time, and we'll be chatting in the chat, chit-chatting about it too and shit.
Yeah.
All right. You ready, AC?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready, dready. First here I have Frankenstein, Edison's original Frankenstein. This ain't even neck bolts. This is fucking. And I'm familiar with this one from some film classes and stuff. I'm sure AC watched this in his film classes too, or some of Edison's stuff, where it's this shit, this was the first movies, and as you'll see, they were still in the mentality that this was a play. You're watching kind of like a play performance, very staged. There's not really a lot of like angles and stuff.
It's a sight to behold.
Absolutely. And it's but
Huh?
Let's just take a look here.
From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
And here we go. Come with me, if you please. Hell yeah, boy. Look at that sepia tone.
Yeah, some of these tapes, they seemed a little fried,
Yeah, well, VHS, brother. Oh, did you see that shit? He just, boom! How was that down here?
Some of this shit, I'm like, is this really science or is this like magic? Because this ain't like no science I ever seen.
He got some Lovecraft type shit going on. Now, the only quarrel I have so far is, well, we can't hear what he's saying, and they haven't given us anything to read yet.
Well,
yeah,
this is all
just
before the experiment.
Yeah, he said all that shit. He definitely said a bunch of shit just before the experiment. That's all he said. He loves his idea. He's like, I love this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be magical. Check the shit. We'll even sign it, date it, check the time.
I've felt like this before, See, what a lot of people need to understand, and if you don't already know this, I'm like, who even are you? But Frankenstein's the scientist. He's not the monster,
Yes, thusly, Frankenstein's monster.
Exactly.
Although, what was that movie? League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They were very, very clear about that.
Yes. Oh, dude, a very underrated picture, if you ask me.
Agreed. Great comic book series too.
Yeah, the comics are better. It's one of those, you know. It's definitely, and I think the comics, you know, there's a lot more to it, right?
Oh yeah, it's so much deeper.
Yeah, they have Frankenstein's monster, but did they ever introduce Dr. Frankenstein?
Well, remember they talk about him when the monster's talking about his father and what they did to him.
Mm-hmm.
In the flashback, he died. They killed him.
That's right. That's right.
And that's when he was like, "Who's really the monster? Me?"
Yeah.
Oh, here's your tapestry creature.
Yo, this is actually, for the time, pretty ingenious, because I'm pretty sure what they did was they burnt something and they do it in reverse. They put it in reverse.
Yeah.
And this soundtrack, I don't even think this is what originally, you know, because I think at the time what they did was they would actually play like live music.
Yeah.
So this is someone
This was
else's,
just added in after the fact.
I think Library of Congress, someone's nephew composed this.
Hey, Jimmy, you still got that keyboard, brother? Come here for a sec.
Something on Edison's Frankenstein.
I know just the thing. Why are you talking like that? Because I'm a composer. Whereas you are just a poser.
Ooh, he told you. What? I'm trying to give him a job. What?
You talking down at him like he's some sort of bitch. He showed you he ain't no bitch.
Nothing was it. Look.
I showed you, fool.
$600. Do you want to score Edison's Frankenstein? It's 15 minutes.
Yes, I do.
All right. There it is. Looks nothing like it just did, but there it is.
Yep. It's kind of looks like an evil porcelain doll, like a rotted Raggedy Ann.
I know you love those. I know you love all
Nope.
that shit. I know all that's your favorite kind of imagery.
Nope.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Fudge you, Cornholio.
Ho 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 ho. Frankenstein appalled at the sight of his evil creation. Dude, you made it.
You said you loved it. I read that letter.
Yeah.
You loved that thing.
Yeah.
You said you was wanting to kiss it in the mouth and stuff. What was he What was he just contemplating? Like, was he gonna go in there and he's no, I can't. It's
Like,
too
what the
yucky.
fuck did he think it was gonna look like? This shit, man. This is actually quite terrifying, because it's like, that's not even where the door is, bro.
It kind of reminds me of like a Krampus-like creature.
It is very
Or so.
Krampus. There's also like old paintings where it, like, that looks similar to this right here.
Or you remember the movie Trolls? It came
Yeah.
out in the 1980s.
I think so.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Jeez, man, you frightened him to sleep twice in a row. He
And
like
here he come.
fell out, and then his lover here checking up on him.
I love you. Let me just wipe your brow. Oh, the creature. The creature. It has hurt my heart.
All this just really makes it disappointing when they bring the broad in later. You're like, I thought this was something different. Like, what was all that about? It's like, I didn't just see a fucking monster, everybody. Oh, good
you
job
did?
not
Oh,
seeing a
good.
monster.
We're so proud of you, honey. Here, take off your. Oh, you want to sit down? I'll sit by you. Don't touch my face. COVID. What? Oh, sorry, Spanish flu.
Yeah.
Ha, Spanish flu. You're nonsense. Ha, nobody wears masks.
I'm jealous of his sweetheart for the first time. Yeah, this is also kind of whack. Like, this is how it's portrayed. I mean, in the book, it wasn't really like that. It was like, you know, it wasn't. It was more jealousy of the family aspect, more jealousy of, like, You know, just the fact that this dude had like a
seems like.
social life, yeah. And
Yeah.
it was just, and then, yeah, and like look like a normal person. It was like he's jealous of
What
jealous of his woman.
Hell, man. Shave her head a little bit so he ain't looking like a deranged version of Einstein. You know what I'm saying? Get rid
None
of
of that
those
shit
crowds.
matters. It's supposed to be bros before hoes.
Well, I mean, is he a bro, though? Is he a bro, though?
No,
You don't really know what he is.
He's a bunch of bros mashed up into one.
So he's a gang.
Basically in one. You motherfucker. That's what he looked like. He looked like, you motherfucker.
Motherfucker, you know what you did? You left me. Look at my forehead, motherfucker.
Hey,
you
look
did
at me,
this shit
bitch.
to me. Look at
Fucking
that.
eye
Oh,
contact.
You about to fuck that hoe?
You,
huh?
you told
That
that
what you
hoe.
think you was doing?
Told that
Bitch,
stink.
you ain't gonna do that. Oh, he took something off of him and threw it. You see that?
That was whack, yeah. Like, what was that? This is awesome, like, huh? Quick, hide behind that before my bitch sees you. Like, what?
Look, I'm gonna stand up here so it's inconspicuous, okay? Yeah, there's no reason to look back there. I won't even look back there. Nope. Not gonna do it.
I hate that curtain. That's also not how curtains work, the way that curtain worked.
It's not.
It's like,
What are they? They're gonna burn the place down because right in front of that fireplace. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
what?
You just keep like gesturing like you. Now they're fighting. And
He's
now
seen
he
it.
sees
He's
the
like,
mirror.
oh shit! That's
Now,
one ugly witch.
I mean,
Now it makes sense.
what are the physics of all of this? Bridal night, Frankenstein's better nature asserting itself.
Oh, now it's turned
Oh,
red. You know what that
okay.
means.
Yeah, man, this film's all fucked up.
No, it's just somebody must have drank a Red Bull about to get the Red Wings. That's why it turned red, right?
This shit, dude. This is so corny, man.
You know, he's probably just saying the entire cast's name to her and making it appear as if he's saying other things.
Yeah.
I could literally say shit right now. I could say it. No one would know that's what I said. I could say, hey, you're one ugly bitch. But everyone would just assume I'm saying nice and sweet things to you because we're going this way. Is this where the bed is? No, it's over there, but we're still going to go this way.
I'm not going to tell everyone what you did to get this job. Although I could say right now and no one would give a shit. I'm going to go do some amphetamines.
Ha! Save some for me. Of course. Oh,
Now it's blue. I think this was supposed to be 3D, but you know it's like you're supposed it got all messed up, you know.
Yeah, because they're supposed to overlap. You put the glasses on, it blends them together. Pop out at you.
I think Edison was still figuring it out, you know. I mean, he was figuring a lot of shit out, you know. He couldn't finish the 3D thing. It took a couple decades after that.
I mean, he figured out how to burn something in reverse. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, bro. Oh, damn. You're so ugly. You caused it to pass out. Get out of here. Get out of here. Show you. Bam. What you gonna do, boy? Stop.
Wait, where'd he go? Wait.
Why hell he chasing after it now? Bitch came to, and he's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm after this boy right here.
Yeah, that was like...
She's just like, wait. What? You're gonna what?
What are the motivations here?
Well, they ain't giving us no cue cards to go by, so I ain't got no clue.
What we need is someone in the audience yelling like this to tell us what's going on.
Well, now that would be cool.
Frankenstein's monster's appalled by his own reflection for a second time.
And somehow he's stuck in the mirror like that terrible movie Mirrors.
Wait, you're right. Yeah, what the fuck? This isn't what happened in the book. This isn't what Wait, what?
Or are they trying to tell us that this motherfucker right here, this motherfucker is supposed to be the monster? Is that what I'm understanding? Is that what I'm supposed to gather?
I mean, yeah, but not like that. Like, they find that out in the Arctic. They chase each other in the Arctic. Oh, there's Donald Sosin doing the wonderful, wonderful score. It's 1910. It was 110 years ago.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to stop for just a second. So, 1910, 100 plus years ago at this point, it wasn't actually bad for the time period. It's just the storytelling. It's just so not even complex. It's just really irritating.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's not like the book at all. I mean, I don't expect Edison to take the crew out to the Arctic or anything. I mean, they were doing it all in those black box things, but it's like, come on, man. Like, you doing the man in the mirror thing. You're doing the man in the mirror thing.
Visit us at
loc.gov. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, that was, but you're right, dude. Like, technologically for the time, of course, it's amazing. We're just fucking around here, the motivations were only a little less questionable than those in fucking Thor Love and Thunder, which made me weep, but the ending was just kind of like, huh?
Well, you know what? I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, we will say no more of that. But what I will ask, AC, because I know it just dropped this week, Rob Zombie's fucking Monsters. Like, what's that all about?
I don't know. I had some high expectations and a lot of worries about it because I was following the set build and I was following the makeup and then the casting decisions, which I knew Sherry Moon was going to be in, and I already knew that. Everybody knows that.
She's in everything, isn't she?
Yes, and I think she makes a pretty good Lily Munster. But
everyone's well casted. It's an okay cast. That's not where they're losing me.
No, it's. Well, the trailer itself, it's like it's trying to push too hard to be old school, and it's making it so trippy. And I'm just gonna say it. It just looks bad. It looks bad.
In a not accidental way, like not in like a sort of trauma way, but also not in a like. It seems very intentional what they're doing. What they're doing is they're framing it, the production value, everything's made to look how it was constructed in the 60s. But the thing is...
Right, and they even use some of the sets, to create the texture and whatnot. But, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, even the Monsters that was colorized in the 70s when they did their movie... Mm-hmm. Even that one was kind of hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, if I were to compare the two trailers, I still think I would have preferred the older one to this one.
Sure.
Because just aesthetically, it's hard to get past it looking like it's honestly looking like a C-rate, maybe even a D-rate movie at this point.
Yeah, it looks like a YouTube movie. Like it looks like it was made on like a shoestring budget for a YouTube thing. And the reason why everything had that coloration, much like Batman and Robin at the time and a lot of other things, was because for black and white, for things to stand out so much, they had to be brightly colored. And then when they went over to Technicolor, they also just kind of wanted to show off what they could do now,
right?
Because again, look at these guys in black and white. It looks better in black and white.
It does
all
look
that
better.
Shit looks better, but also it's fucking 4K, so you can see how fucking whack it looks, in pristine definition. If you were seeing this in like fucking 720 even or like less than that, it would
like 480. I mean, 480 this would probably look great.
Old school TV, standard definition, and it would look fine. Like even right here where they kind of took the picture, you know what I'm saying? Like this was kind of like they took the picture to look like. Or is that from the old show, actually, now that I look at it?
That
like
is
this?
from the old show, yes.
Yeah, so you can see where they're coming from, why they made it look like this. But again, when you look at it in those cameras from back then, it just looks different. You know?
It does. It does. It looks better, but
Something about it. Something about
I
it.
mean,
look at those. We could
that's
get
the
those
thing,
side
like,
by side.
I do understand wanting to come back to that original look, but we don't live in that. We don't see that. So when it comes out in comparison to other things, if it doesn't have a higher quality volume, it's just not going to translate well, and it doesn't look like it is.
It's almost not uncanny valley, but something akin to that. It just doesn't look natural. It looks
it looks forced.
Yeah, it looks forced, and the humor they're going for is very like What We Do in the Shadows, very silly, but not in that sitcom-y way, you know?
Yeah. I mean, as far as I can tell, at least with just the trailer, it doesn't look like he's overdone the weird dysfunctional aspect like he's prone to do, which is, is a good thing.
Right. Yes.
But it's almost like he cranked it to the negatives.
Yeah.
Almost give it like that family-friendly feel, but still keep his Rob Zombie aesthetic.
I reckon.
Which I love the Rob Zombie aesthetics. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he hit the mark on this one.
Oh, I hope Rob Zombie plays Zombo. That'd be cool. If he plays Zombo.
That would be fitting, wouldn't it?
You know, yeah.
Now, as I'm seeing it, this is an origin story.
Yes, it's a prequel. Which I think is kind of cool. It's a cool place to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do the whole family thing, it's good. With Adam's family having its resurgence right now, it's going to look too much like that. And there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. It's laying in the back of my Chocula. Count Chocula. No.
Some Frankenberry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do the dysfunction thing. Although something about it tells me that would have been more interesting than what they're doing now.
Yeah, I mean, I had my fear that it would get to be, really off-putting and weird, but now it's off-putting, but in a different way.
In a cheesy.
Which, of course, I love cheesy because, my favorite series of films, my favorite franchise is, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. So, cheese, I love cheese, but this is a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's just like straight Gouda.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Look at that. Just look at that. So, like, ugh. What do you
And for those of you who have not seen the trailer, go watch the trailer. It's only like 2-3 minutes long, so it's not like it's long, but you'll get a better idea, like just the visual parts of it. And then you'll get a somewhat feel for like the acting style and method that's put into it, why it's so campy and cheesy, but not campy and cheesy in my opinion, a very good way.
Yeah, and for those listening but not watching, but the one of the pictures I showed was they're in like a carriage situation, and they're like in a summer like forest thing. They just look so out of place, which I get that's the joke, is like they're out of place. Then this other one I showed was they're sitting across from each other at like a dinner, sipping out of the same skull, but he's like Ed Munster's like in like a 40s bathing suit and straw hat, and she's in a draped off her shoulder kind of Wednesday Addams number. like
whatever that's supposed to be.
Yeah, and I'm not like a big like Munsters guy. I mean, I can't even tell you half these characters' names, but I did watch it growing up, like kind of in the background, and I just know enough to know this is a very off-putting place to go with it.
Yeah, well, it almost feels like it's made to be animated, but instead
Yeah.
of animating it, they just wanted to do live action.
Yeah.
Because, like the Addams Family, it's extremely campy, extremely cheesy, but it can work because it's animated. It's that fuzzy, weird CGI.
Yes.
Whereas this is live and it's like it's supposed to have that real aesthetic feel,
Bad
and
makeup.
it's just it doesn't for me it doesn't do it. And I don't know. I'm probably still
Colorful
going to see the
wardrobe.
movie, and I'm hoping, I'm off the mark.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting a bad feel for the presentation for it.
Yeah. 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 There's one, they're like in like a hospital setting thing, and he's like in these barbaric furs, and is the uncle's name?
Oh, that I think that's Lily's dad. I think is who that is.
Okay, the grandpa. Okay.
Yeah, that's just what they call him, is grandpa. I don't know if they're gonna call him something else in this, because I think they call him grandpa because of the kid.
Right. It's a little wolf
Wait,
boy.
I think isn't the kid Eddie? And that's Herman Munster.
Herman Munster. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The kid's
Yeah.
the werewolf crossbred thing.
Yeah. I was more of an Addams Family kid. I also liked the Munsters, though. I liked them both. I like both the monster families. But I just don't know as much about this one. But anyway, so that's that for Snide Cinema. For that, that's it for our trailer breakdown. Not exactly a trailer breakdown because I can't play the trailer. But yeah, that's it.
We commentated on it.
Yep, we did, and soon enough, when we have our own site, our own server, we'll be a little more relaxed than YouTube is. But if you want to see that happen, go to our GoFundMe on the SnideStudios.com page. Take a look at that. Moving on, because all that kind of brought me down. Let's watch a cartoon.
That's a good idea. That's a great way to stay in shape.
From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
We got Popeye the Sailor meets Sinbad Sailor. Or more like Popeye versus Sinbad. See, kids, this was the first meeting of superpowers, the first verses of two mighty men. And, we're on the Isle of Sinbad. I don't know.
Not to be confused with the Isle of Moreau.
Although there's some fucked up animal shit going on here, I'll tell you.
True.
We got
Yeah,
dragons. I'm not super familiar with Sinbad, but I'm guessing at one point he does get his own island and has all kinds of, chained up and shit.
See, this is the time period, though, where they confused, being a big fat slob with being muscular and strong.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. Look at him.
I've got a gut a mile long, but everybody thinks I'm strong.
You just gotta pull it up into your chest. And this was also the time when this animal abuse was cool. Although it is pretty sad. And it's, I guess, what makes him a villain. I thought Sinbad, I didn't know he was necessarily a villain.
Yeah, I don't think he necessarily was a villain, to be honest. I think they just kind of needed somebody to fight Popeye that kind of could fit the bill, and here we go.
Another sailor, and even though he's like, like from like the 1600s or something, he's still got like that weird 40s frock thing going on with his...
Yeah.
Very confused designers, man. I want some of what they were having.
Shit.
Look at all that treasure, man. The thing is, man, back then, if you got all that treasure, you on an island like that, what's the point of all that treasure, man? Who you spending it to?
True.
You got
He's just hoarding it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ought to put this fucker on an episode of Hoarders and see what happens.
Sinbad. Yeah, he is an animal hoarder. We saw those animals.
Yeah, that old woman go walking them. Now we need to talk about the items that are most important to you. You keep them go.
We know this is entertaining because he's speaking in rhymes.
Of course. Because of the song, the music video.
Even the two-headed giant clearly beat his ass. Look at that. You didn't even have to hit him, man. He got the chains, and this guy's like, I still don't know what I'm gonna do, man. This guy's gonna beat me later.
And he's double, triple his fucking size. And then you got this big bitch.
Oh my god, this thing's total. Of course, this thing's gonna beat up Sinbad, Bruto.
Ha.
You don't have teeth. Birds don't have teeth.
It's a pterodactyl hybrid. Kind of ironic that the snake have the same damn teeth, ain't it? Yeah, look at that face. Face kind of look like a hairy pooch, don't it? Teeth.
Look at his little clit nose. Oh.
Here he comes. See, that's the thing. He finally retires out the Navy. He just goes sailing with his girlfriend and his homeboy. And then this motherfucker like, oh, I see you right on right. I'm your ass.
Yeah, I reckon this is like pretty late in the Popeye myth. Oh, he brought his homeboy with him.
I give you payment on Tuesday for a hamburger today. No, what the fuck? You got me fucked up, bro. How am I gonna make a living off that? Last time I said okay to that, you disappeared for a month.
Look, Wimpy, if you just promise to make enough burgers to feed us and not eat all the burgers, you can come with us.
Okay. Sitting there cooking and eating all the burgers.
Hey, Wimpy, you've had 13 burgers. Put the skillet away.
Nah. Ooh, but he wants the woman? Me
Wait.
senses woman abuse.
Wait, what? What was that? What was that little
He
deal?
just sent this bird to go kidnap that woman. He said, bring me that woman.
And this bird's
I'm a
attitude
Princess
just
Leia, this bitch.
changed.
I know, right? Bird's like, all right, yes, sir. I got it. I'll go get that. Oh,
Yeah, this is. Huh?
so. He knows the
This would be terrifying.
Okay, he's gonna Thunderbird it. He's gonna go around for a second round so everybody knows he's terrified. That's enough. Now just pick up the woman.
Just get it over with.
And he said, no, I'm gonna go for round 3. It's like baseball. Boom! Take that, bitch!
Oh,
Real
Popeye.
motherfucker.
Oh, Popeye. Oh, Popeye. You better save her.
All-
Damn, dude. After all the fucking times that fucking Ludo beat up on her, like, it ain't none like this. Poor Wimpy was about to sink, man. He didn't even float.
Here you go.
I'll gladly take a shit Wednesday if I could eat a burger today. Oh, fuck. Whoa, man, kicking.
Nope. I'm gonna throw you around, ragdoll. Yeah.
Hey, quit kissing her like that, dude. She didn't consent to them kisses.
Hell no, she didn't. Popeye says, watch this. Watch this.
Come on,
Mom
fat ass. We
always
gotta save my
asks before I
girlfriend.
kiss. And come up eating another burger.
Wait. Did he snatch up a fish with him down there? Like,
I was
make a
thinking
fish
the same
burger?
thing.
He made a
Hey,
fish burger?
octopus.
Yeah. That little octopus. Sinbad again. Did they just not get the rights while they were animating this? And they're like, hey, if we don't get the rights to Sinbad, we'll...
Well, fuck, man. They couldn't even get somebody to help grammar check the shit. Enter not. Do not enter. Come on.
Enter not. Yeah,
Oh, and there he
who the
goes after
fuck's
that duck. He'll make himself some duck burgers.
That was
Feathers and all.
dark. That was dark. We got Wimpy following around like live cute animals. Oh, look at this. I love this rendering right here. This is some good rendering. Did you see that cave in the background, that perspective?
Yeah, that was great.
This is some good animation.
But instead of hitting these freaking cats, what's he do? What's he do? He acts like an animal. Like, I understand you. Trust me, I get it.
Ooh. Hell yeah, Popeye. See, and that's a good thing to learn. You don't gotta beat your animals. Just yell at them. Just yell at them.
Does it work the same way for kids? Well, I wouldn't suggest you do.
Yeah, you don't gotta beat your
like
kids. Just
Sinbad.
yell at them. Yeah. Just don't fucking beat them like Sinbad the Sailor does.
Be straight though. Somebody can drill through a what
Look
this
at
motherfucker
this
spit
shit.
watermelon seeds at her and she hangs.
Yo. Damn.
There it is. Knocked her out there. Oh.
This
Everybody's
deranged
taking the same thing. Like,
motherfucker.
what the fuck is he doing?
Feathers and everything. He's like not even gonna kill it or pluck it. He's just gonna grind it. Yeah, and the duck just went into its cave like ducks do. You know how ducks live in caves? Ah, took his burger.
Hey, I want me go.
Alright, probably its cousin in there. In the burger.
I'm Popeye the Sailor.
Oh yeah.
Man. Who are you?
First time man twerk, right?
That's what I said.
The most remarkable, extraordinary fellow.
Damn.
In out of ordinary. Yes.
Got the
Nailed it.
train.
Phenomenal, extra special kind of fellow.
See, this is what I do when I wake up in the morning. I go around my house and I go, who's the extra special, wonderful boy? And Andy
And
and
I bet
Piper
all
go,
your animals bit.
yeah. Who's that extraordinary? Yo.
Of course, he can't fight his own battles. You know, that's pretty typical of,
That's a good point. This whole time. This is demented right here.
Oh,
These smooth brain motherfuckers over here just, they don't even know what they're doing.
imagine the amount of trauma this woman had to have gone through
Olive oil?
throughout this entire series run.
Yo. Between Bluto and every other villain and this shit, dude. I mean, think of all that Shelley Duvall went through just being olive oil.
Well, yeah. And then you turn around and throw her in The Shining.
That's even worse.
Amazing.
Scream again! One more time! Scream! That's not a scream.
Do you even want this role?
Demented. It's almost as demented as this shit.
Almost.
See, that's it. They got a real cat dog situation going on where what you do to one happens to the other. Ooh! Popeye didn't want it to come to that. He kept warning this motherfucker. He's like, I'll stomp on your feet and shit. I'll beat you with this tree. Get a little reflex check.
That's right. Beat yourself, boy.
Sinbad's losing it. Pull your fat gut up into your upper body.
That's right. That's how you make yourself look strong.
That's what
Anyway,
I do.
when you're wearing clothes, you take it off, and it looks like one of those koosh balls. Ooh. Calling on the forces of all his fallen brother.
Oh, that's actually very sweet. Wouldn't
They
that
all
be a
know
good
it,
twist
too.
for Popeye? Like he's like possessed by the, his fallen comrades or something. He's got like, that's why he's missing an eye.
That's what it is. That's right. He's like got the Bakugan.
Oh,
Opens that eye up.
oh shit! He's trying to pull a fucking Kimbo slice on him.
Turned him into a beat. He said, "Oh yeah."
Ah, headbutt him. See, that's AC's trademark move. I seen him do it. He'll
That's right.
headbutt a motherfucker.
Get a little too close for comfort. I'll show you. You want to get in my face? I'll bring my face to you.
That's right. And no one ever sees it coming.
If you're standing behind me, you get the back of my head. Wish you hadn't. Oh, damn.
I mean, you never know
Said,
when
"Do
you
you
need
give
that
up?"
shit.
Uh-oh. He's boned now.
Oh,
Nimble hands of a saint. Oh. Gonna use those wooden teeth to hold on with that pipe for dear life as he opens that can. His hands, no can opener. Oh.
sick. Oh. Speaking of Edison,
Ha-ha!
fucking kicky shit. Olive Oil was doing that kicky shit earlier too. I guess that's where she learned it.
He's like, come on, man, let me show you my kickies. Just kick.
Paint all over it. Talking about a golden shower.
Hey, oh, he, pop. Come on, rub the bark off that shit.
Was it the punch or the stank, I wonder? Looking like he caught him by a sack at the top of that tree.
What? Hell yeah, man.
But, the whole... I gotta go back to that duck
This
thing.
has been a presentation of the
Yeah,
Library of
it's the
Congress.
thing.
Visit
Wimpy and the
us
duck.
at loc.gov.
So he's roaming around. I could see that this is gonna be a horror movie, He's roaming around. I'm gonna make burgers out of everything in my path.
Mm-hmm.
And then he segues, he gets back to dry land, and he's like, there's nothing to make burgers with except for people.
Yo, Wimpy's
And he's-
making burgers out of people.
I
Wimpy's
like them
going,
extra bloody.
ooh. So
The
Wimpy's
cannibal.
like fucking Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. And, that reminds me because, Winnie the Pooh is now in free form, right?
Yeah.
So they've made this extremely cringy looking horror movie with Winnie the Pooh. And I feel like they could totally get away with doing a movie like that with hamburger eating some bitch. Like you remember that movie Hotel Hell where they had the people planted out back, they'd pull them up and eat them.
Hotel Hell?
Mm-hmm. It's a Stephen King book made movie. And there was another one, I think it's similar to it, The Dead and Breakfast.
That sounds familiar. I gotta look these up real quick. 'Cause that sounds wild.
Oh, they're wild. And SnideStudios.com.
So Hotel Hell was one
Hotel Hell.
with Gordon Ramsay.
No.
Although that's I will admit I have watched that too, and I do enjoy that.
The 1980 movie?
Yeah, it's 1980s movie. It's a special kind of taste. But you see, there's the people planted in the back. Yeah, one blue name.
You may never again spend a night away from home. After you spend a night with Ida and Vincent.
Ida will show you the way.
You want us to register?
No, that won't be necessary.
Red flag.
Oh, okay. That seems a bit strange.
Someone at a motel tells you not to register. You drop that Snapchat location.
Your most terrifying nightmare could never prepare you for what happens to the guest.
Vincent, you think in the years to come, people will appreciate us for what we're doing here?
I have a surprise for you.
How would they appreciate
Goody,
this?
I love surprises.
One after another they come. One after another they check in.
But do they check out? Do they check out?
And pray for the day they can check out.
Oh, they spun that a little bit different.
All we have to do is give to be happy.
You'll never forget Ida.
What are you doing here, girl?
And you'll never forget Vincent.
Somebody's trying to kill me!
And hard as you try, you'll never forget their secret garden.
Hey, isn't that another Stephen King thing?
Secret Garden? Maybe. I'm actually not 100% sure. I know Secret Garden is a thing.
If you have the nerve, come for a night and stay for a nightmare.
Oh, it's
Motel
Motel.
Hell.
It's
Motel Hell?
No one will be admitted after the
Oh,
guests
it's Motel
check in.
Hell.
With an M.
Oh, the B is silent.
And then there's the Dead and Breakfast.
I've seen like the cover for this. You know, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Where are we?
I don't know. What?
I think we spend the night here. Nice choice, Sarah. Have you ever seen Psycho?
Hello.
We think something happened to
Oh.
our friend.
There's old Carradine.
You're talking about zombies.
Rest in peace, man.
Do you believe in good and evil?
This is like a bad horror movie.
What's that chick? Oh, this is newer.
When a couple pretty girls and some men did. I knew where they spent the night.
And by newer, I mean 20 years old.
We never had too much trouble around here. But our spirit was released. And we were haunted by those scenes and crazy that's going down.
What are they doing?
Oh, they're dancing.
So you mean? So it's a similar premise where it's like the people that run the establishment make that shit like make food out of people or something.
Sort of, yeah. So like in Motel Hell, they got the garden, they're growing dead bodies in it. And in the Dead and Breakfast, it doesn't
More
really show. I
realistic.
mean, sort of. It's got a zombie thing going on in it. They're both very much like indie flick style, and they take a lot of gumption to get through. They're not grand. They are not grand. I would probably say Motel Hell is better of the two. However, I am interested in the Winnie the Pooh horror flick. It just takes a lot of when you see it, it will definitely take a lot of indie film appreciation to really get into the way that it aesthetically looks.
Blood and Honey.
Yeah, Blood and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So the premise of it, basically, Winnie the Pooh has gone a little, and him and Piglet, they go on a killing rampage because Christopher Robin is no longer in the 100-Acre Wood.
Kind of like the new movie, but darker. But also, why are they like full-size people?
That I don't know. I know the people made this movie simply because Winnie the Pooh
This
has
is me
become
looking
free.
at the poster art for it.
Right.
I'm like,
Oh, the fuck is this?
no, and this is you looking at the new Munsters art.
Yes. Yeah.
Really? Also, there's a pig. Oh, that's Piglet. Oh, Piglet would be but Piglet's got like tusks and stuff.
Yeah, they made Piglet very much different. And then there's your Pooh Bear.
Oh, you want to get a mask?
Oh, Winnie the Pooh mask. An evil Winnie the Pooh mask.
From Immortal Masks.
They took Christopher Robin away from me.
But Pooh, what are we going to do?
Well, that's easy, Piglet. We're going to eat all the other animals in the 100-Acre Woods. And then we're going to make our way to the city and find Christopher Robin. So we're going to kill everybody in our way and eat them too.
If you say that's a good idea.
I do. Come, Piglet.
Oh, bother.
Oh, damn, that was pretty spot on.
Piglet, I miss Christopher Robin.
Damn, dude, you like nailed that one. That have it going for a whole second. Like, oh, you played a clip?
No, Piglet. I've just been doing this voice for a long time.
Shit. I'm actually thoroughly impressed with that.
Thank you, Piglet.
No, don't expect me to pop that with no Piglet. That bother.
Bother. Yeah, you gotta really like let it go on the cheeks, and it's a kind of raspy thing, but you're using it as little vocal cords as you can to say what you're going to say. You're just kind of letting the air rush past the vocal cords rather than using them.
Wow, so it's like you're more high-pitched gutteraling.
Oh yeah, you keep your vocal cords. You keep them in the high register, but you go all raspy and just kind of let the air go through them.
So, but I can't even. Yeah, no.
You can't get that high.
I can't do it.
I got the high highs and the low lows. My lows are better earlier in the day, though. As I go on and my vocal cords warm up more and more, like it gets harder for me to do a low register, but it gets easier to do a high register, which I find very interesting.
Because it works itself out a little bit more, so loosens up. You can do that.
Yeah, but when I first get up, man, I can do like black voice. I can do like, I can do like bass. I can do like, fucking Megatron, I can.
Oh, damn. Now that would be impressive too. I'm not going to lie though. The Winnie the Pooh's got me impressed.
Thank you.
Like shit, they're going to
I see your face
now.
every
Hey,
time I do it. Like you're just like. It's not as it's a similar thing to Shaggy. Let me see if I can conjure Shaggy real quick. Also, I've been kept this up here for a second because check this out, this fucking mask toy. The eyes pop out, the eyes and tongue pop out. Not as cool as like, the movie made it look, but a little bit. But this is like a vintage toy.
That is really cool. 35 bucks too. I'll bet you that's how much that fucker cost when it came out.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? This didn't really. Oh, dude, this is like an outlet. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I bet these don't sell anymore. Oh man,
no, probably not.
$100 though. $100.
I mean, there's probably still people that collect that kind of thing, but interesting.
It is interesting. They have Batman, Hulk, Spider-Man, Superman. So they're having like two DC license, two Marvel license, and then wrestling and Transformers, and then just random shit. Although what's interesting too is like they have these over to the side, but then like AVP,
those crossed up.
Adventure Time, Buffy, a lot of just random shit. I wonder if they have any Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo! Zoinks! Zoink Scoob! When do they do a Daphne Barbie?
That's actually really, really well done too. I like that.
It's so weird, dude. I know, Raggy.
Oh yeah, now I know you can nail the Scooby Doo.
Blinks.
Yeah, that laugh nailed it.
Yeah, man. Man, what day, man? I'm gonna get my reel out there. Next year, I'll have time to get my reel out there. And
yeah,
dude, I'm a freaking Barbie, man.
Holy shit, Ken as Shaggy.
Wow. Do your kids know Scoob yet?
Oh yeah. They every now and again they get in the mood and want to watch Scooby Doo.
Oh, interesting. It's a little like Ghostbuster ripoff, like Ghostbusters, but with
Ghost Hunters, Scooby Doo Mystery
Mates. Wow, dude, action figures. I guess just like everything else have just gotten real, like throwing everything out there.
Yeah, because they got to turn a profit, so they got to find what's gonna work.
This is that shit, man. Man, when we were kids, my thing was, there weren't enough like play sets. There weren't enough like, especially for boys. There were like so many figures, but if you wanted to get like the fucking like the set that you put it in, like the figures in, like those things were always like $100, $200,
Yep. Like even the I mean, I didn't have the wrestling sets, but I do know that the like wrestling rings, whatever, those were running like $70-$80 back in the day. Well, and that's just for like the square set with a little spring in it.
Yeah, I had one time. One of my mom's boyfriends at the time like went all out and got me like, and it was a weird thing because it was one of those things where I said once I was curious about a wrestler. And from there, I was being pushed into wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I think I remember that phase.
Yeah, it was very, it was WCW was the thing at the time for us. A little bit of NWO, but Hollywood Hulk Hogan, fucking Sting, Kane, Undertaker. Those were my guys. They called them something. There was some term for when they got together, but it was something to do with them being undead and shit. And they had a manager that was undead.
The whole thing with Kane and the Undertaker is they were brothers, and Undertaker left Kane in the burning house, and he died, but he was resurrected, and that whole deal. And then what I did find this interesting, though. So the Undertaker, when he was developing the character, he based a lot of that character's movements and everything around Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So his famous that sit up and look over to the side,
that's the whole Michael Myers deal.
Yeah, and like the way his eyes, and he would do like in the mask, yeah, just those dead eyes, and it's not like how Sting stole a lot from the Crow. Like his whole thing was just like he saw the Crow, and he was like, what if I did that? But yeah, all that shit. So I had some of those figures along with the ring. I did have the ring for a little time, not for a long time though. It was one of those things where it was like, you know, a little time later, all that stuff went missing. Yeah. Man, they got some fucking Avengers here. Wait, Avatar, was that Avatar like blue people? Yeah, it's like blue people Avatar. Jake
Oh yeah,
Sully.
they're about to shoot out like 5 more Avatar movies in the next like 5-6 years.
Something about being in the theater, and I was wondering this too, because you know, after seeing Love and Thunder, I watched all the breakdowns and everything, and sort of saw like the criticism and stuff, which I do mainly, you know, for industry purposes, you know, just trying to keep up with like what's working for people, what's not, you know, that kind of thing, like references, stuff like that.
Right.
And a lot of the criticism, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, it makes sense. Like it's something that did, like things that did stand out to me, like The Last Jedi. Like, even though a lot of these criticisms, they never really make it a bad movie for me. Because a lot of times when I see it in the theater, I never have a bad time seeing a movie in a theater, you know? Sometimes, you know, things like in The Last Jedi, like things diverge in the story where you weren't expecting, or not how you would have liked it to go, but it never really ruins the movie for me. Thor: Love and Thunder, none of the criticisms am I really agreeing with at all, but all of this to say, maybe it is because I'm seeing it in the theater. Maybe if I'm seeing it on the small screen, or if I'm, you know, I mean, a lot of these people, I think they're just overthinking things. But I saw Avatar's The Way of Water. I saw the trailer on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I was like, oh man, yeah, it does look good. Like that does look cool. That, you know, but seeing the trailer in theaters before Thor and Love and Thunder, I mean, it had me like misting, like my eyes were misting, man. Like I was getting misty eyed and shit, because it's just so beautiful, and like something about with the music and the visuals, and just you see where they're picking up the story a little bit, even without telling you, you know, just with some glimpses, they're showing you where it's headed. And it's, I don't know, if you like the first one, it looks like it's going to be worth it. If the first one wasn't really, you know, if you didn't really give a shit, I don't think anyone's going to give a shit about it, but yeah.
Well, the first one had all that hype. There was people camping out to go see that. So I'd say there's probably a massive fan base for it.
Yeah.
And I know there's people who are super excited about it, which don't really, I mean, I want to see it for sure. Now, I mean, I loved the first one.
Yeah.
What I didn't love is it took them, 15 years to come out with another one?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's because they were filming 5-6 different movies at one time, a continuous stretch, because they're supposed to be coming out one a year for the next like 5 years.
Yeah, it's exactly, and I think it's going to connect a lot of things. It's going to reach out in the galaxy that they opened up a little bit more, and we're gonna, you know, already this planet, this movie, you're seeing a whole other part of the planet that you didn't see in the first one. You're like, oh, so they have like other nations, and you know, it looks really cool. And I didn't really, you know me, I mean, usually, especially back then, I was very much a contrarian. I didn't really go. There were two things of that era I think I followed the hype. The first one was Across the Universe. That did get me into the Beatles. That whole shit worked, because I didn't like the Beatles much before then. I liked a couple of their hype tracks, you know, but that movie also just touched me on a cinematography level where I'm like, oh, this is what we can do now.
Right.
Avatar hit me a similar way. The hype came out, And then, like most of the times with movies, I'm not the one on the first night. I'm very rarely the person on the third day. I'm always like, when I'm like, dude, they're about to take this movie out, I need to go see it. But I'm on, Avatar, I came in a little late, but I was curious about the 3D, and I think that is part of what affected me at the time, was just the 3D was just incredible.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know it's Pocahontas in space, but so much shit is blank in space, or blank with vampires, or blank with zombies. Like, that's what we do with stories, right? Like they evolve.
Yep. Yep. That's the thing too. Like, if we segue for a second on like zombie stuff. So like, I'm hardcore. I love zombies, and I was so into zombie stuff long before the whole zombie phase started kicking in. With The Walking Dead and all that. Which I actually,
since you were little,
I got into it.
Since you were little, they fascinated you
because of The Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But when The Walking Dead first came out, I read the comics long before the series came out. And then it came out, and the first 2 seasons were all right. And it got to that 3rd season, and it completely segued from where the comics were. And I was kind of turned off to it, like, okay. But then everybody else was all up in arms with zombies and this and that. And, of course, I have the zombie tattoos. And I was like, oh, you follow that zombie craze.
Oh, my God. I hate that.
You regret those zombie tattoos. Like, nah, man. Well, I've had my zombie tattoos for well over 10 years, so I don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't think so. Well, yeah, there's a lot of... It's just like the vampire hype. Now, I mean, I was into Blade and stuff long before, the whole Twilight thing became a big thing.
Oh, my God, the Twilight thing. Don't even get me started on that shit.
You want to talk about vampires? Let's go back to like Interview with a Vampire.
Yes, Anne Rice, man. Fucking Anne Rice was the OG of OGs, dude. Fucking on the fucking Mount Rushmore of vampires. You gotta have Bram Stoker, right? You gotta have Christopher Lee. You gotta have Anne Rice, and you gotta have Blade. No.
Jeez, and you gotta have Blade.
Like, I didn't even say Dracula, I said Christopher Lee.
I know. It's all good though. But because that's one of those situations. Well, if you know, you know. If you don't,
Christopher Lee. Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We meet again. I am a vampire. Now, that might have been Gary Oldman. I don't know. Anyway. You were on that tip way before everyone else, man. And if anything, fucking Twilight turned me off of vampires, because I went through a little Anne Rice phase, but then, there was the sort of like post Twilight, you had sort of the vamp era, and it was very hard to tell who was a cool vamp and who was a dork. Like, I mean, we were all dorks, but who was like a poser?
Craze.
Who was a poser?
Well, this is where I must go with that too, because the whole like when you go back to like the late 80s, early 90s, there was like a whole vampire culture there too, but that was like your goth vampires.
Sure.
Then you have Twilight, and then that's when emo stuff was getting real big, and you had your emo vampire people, which... Yeah, that was posing. That was some hardcore, like, what the fuck is this? I'm into the undead, but my life is so terrible, but I still need to go get a Frappamocha.
My mom only let me spend $200 at Hot Topic.
Bitch, what? What? Do you even wear Trip NYC?
Trip? What? The weird pants with the chains on? No, I wear skinny jeans. I remember that era, man. Yo. Ooh.
There's some Watchmen.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Where's the dick, though? Where's the blue dick? I like how it's the translucent one.
Well, you know what?
Choking hazard. Because that
kids
dick.
might want this. So we're going to cover it up, because you never know. You don't want them to pull that thing off. Be like,
oh, I want to pull that thing off.
Oh!
Oh yeah, there was Van Helsing.
I did like Van Helsing. I don't think it got enough recognition because I mean I thought it was great, and a lot of people don't know it, but there is a prequel to it. It's an animated prequel.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there he is, Frankenstein's monster father. Why have you forsaken me? Ooh,
You don't know pain. Who is the real monster here?
Yo, I like how it's Fox Mulder, so they had to make it exciting. So like, throw an alien in there. Well, why would we sell Fox Mulder with an alien? I don't know. Say it's a docile alien. One of the ones that, he just sees watching him sometimes but never does anything. It's like, all right. Ooh, with a cryopod chamber. Oh, is that? I don't know. That's weird. Human
Have
host.
you heard they're doing some more stuff with X-Files soon?
I mean, you can't stop that one. The world keeps making more conspiracies, Adam. So you got to keep making more X-Files. That was the thing last time they did a season. They had to throw in a bunch of new like conspiracies and stuff. But then by then it was like they've already built on these, man. They're already grown.
Well, from what I've heard, they're going to be bringing back Fox and Scully.
We got to see what's up with their baby. We still haven't seen what's up with their baby.
Right? I know.
They touched on it a little bit in that new season, and they didn't really.
They didn't go.
I don't know. It's so hard for me to recall like conclusions these days because it's like there's so much shit, and I'm trying to like make our shit too. So it's like, what's going on over there? I can't remember. I shut my brain off when I'm watching shit. April O'Neil, but which April? Oh, is this? This is the newer ones.
That's what's her name? Was it Fox?
Was it Megan Fox?
That's the one.
She's in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
She is April O'Neil.
I didn't know that. I have not watched the new ones. And this is the Nickelodeon one. I've actually heard good things about this. And they're about to reboot it again, and supposedly they're gonna get back to their 80s roots with it. I just want a decent bebop and rocksteady. That's all I want.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal because they did have them in the last live act. Well, it was Michael Bay. So
I have a question for you, Adam. Where the fuck are Shredder's blades, bro? They doled him down. They doled my boy Shredder down.
They what?
He's all dull. Like he doesn't have any there's no spikes or what's he shredding with? What's he shredding with? Everything's like blunt, like
he's shredding on that skateboard, bruh.
I guess.
You're gonna pop out there on the blacktop and shred some rubber, bro.
I mean, with the Nickelodeon one, I could see that. Where
you
even
said
are
they're gonna
Bebop and
reboot
Rocksteady?
it.
There are no Bebop and Rocksteadies. That's fascinating.
So let me ask: are they gonna do another live action, or is it like gonna be animated, or do you know thus
I think
far?
it's going to be animated, but the animation style they're going to try to replicate the look of the 80s stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm behind. And I think
Yeah, I
they're
was
going to
gonna say, I can
bring
get
back
behind
some
that.
of the people they can to do the voices and stuff.
See, that would be great.
Yeah, I agree. What are these, some Transformers that don't really transform?
Transformers. They're not in disguise. They can't transform.
This is not where I expected us to go, but this is all still kind of remained somewhat movie related, so I think this all still counts under Snide Studios, or Snide Cinema.
Well, yeah.
Got some goddamn Star Wars. This looks like actually... Oh, wow. This is like still from when episode 1 came out, I think. But,
Oh, damn. But yeah, still. And they got a $9.99 price point on it.
Yup. down from the $24.99?
No, there. Yeah, C-3PO.
I heard, man, there is still fucking like fucking trailers full of Star Wars Episode 1 merch.
Really?
From when, yeah, because they were expecting such a resurgence and like, you know, didn't happen exactly how they thought it was going. You know, it's like fucking a warehouse of like of Misa merch. You know, fucking Jar Jar Binks.
If I was gonna be for real, if you look back, when the first Star Wars came out, they did not have a whole lot of merchandise, and people really wanted it. Yeah. So like the next 5 years, they were just pumping it out and pumping it out and pumping it out. So I guess
pre-orders.
When, you know,
they had pre-orders.
Yeah, and in the 80s, that was like, what?
You had a catalog. You were on a waiting list.
And then, you know, episode 1,
episode
they
1
probably
merch.
were like, I don't want that to happen again. So let's make 10 years worth of merchandise right now. Are you sure about that? Just do it.
20 years later, there's still websites with pages of. I mean, look, they have to put mall on everything to make it cool. He was too. Like they oversold that motherfucker. Like you thought he was gonna be the bad guy of the next 3 movies. And what's crazy is if you look at all the Count Dooku stuff, love Christopher Lee, but all that could have been Maul, right? Like all those plot points, that could have all been Maul.
It could have been, yeah. Well, I think they just wanted to add that twist in there, and it just wasn't a necessary twist to add. I think Maul would have fit the bill probably a little bit better.
Dude, and instead of all the fucking sad-ass Tatooine shit, they should have done some Dathomir shit. Show us Maul's planet and stuff like that.
I actually would be happy to have seen that.
Because those are the best episodes of Clone Wars, are the ones where they do the Dathomir shit. What's cool about all the Dathomir shit is that they canonize the witches from like the 80s movies, the 80s Star Wars movies, like the straight to DVD one, or straight to TV, straight to VHS ones. And like there are weird like bald witches in the Ewok movies, and like they never really touched back on that even in the comics. But then in Clone Wars they went back and they basically said that those were the same race as Maul, but they were like using like the magic they use in that is a form of fucking dark force magic. And I'm like, that's genius. Fucking Dave Filoni's a genius.
Yeah, that would have been nice to see on the screen. Now, I'm wondering, because, you know, Lucas has the rights as well as Disney at this point. And I'm wondering if he is planning to go back, because there's been a lot of speculation that what we saw in the last 3 were alternate universe storylines. So I'm wondering if they're going to go back and kind of retcon some of that.
Pick some of the sequel stuff or the prequel stuff?
Both.
I mean, that's kind of what they're doing with some of the stuff on Disney Plus a little bit. It's just, you know, I remember one episode of the new one, Rebels. They did an episode with time travel, and I don't like the idea of like time travel and multiverse stuff with Star Wars. I don't know why. I think it's because everything else does it, and it's like kind of the one messy thing we have left, the one messy left messy movie franchise left. And but that's not true either. Well, I guess it's even messier because there's the Legends universe, they call it. Legends, although I guess the implication is more that what we know of as Star Wars Legends is the tales within that universe of like what happened, you know, like they don't necessarily understand the relationship between Kylo Ren and Leia Organa, so they sort of make up, you know, I don't know. I mean, the harder you look at it like that, it's kind of like, well, like what's the Darth Caius stuff? Like what's all that about? Or Darth Let me get this right. Jason Solo, he became Darth Cadus.
Darth
I
Cadus.
said Caius. Darth Cadus. Yeah. So, like, basically Darth Cadus is what Kylo Ren was in the movies, if you read the books. Oh, I love this. There are fucking nerds like me that are already Kylo Ren versus Darth Cadus. I'm actually gonna watch that later. I'm gonna watch that as soon as we get over this, because I have like what is it? Well, it's only 5:39. I would like to know, but yeah. So he's very much the same sort of like figure in that, and Jaina Solo was very much the Rey of Legends. You know. And you wonder if they ever made out. That brother and sister there.
Well,
You
I
think
mean,
they ever? It's just like,
in the universe,
make
it's
it weird.
it's pretty common.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah.
I kind of want to.
That's what happens when there's a whole lot of secret stuff going on. Secret.
I mean, because even it, like, you know, I keep seeing people trying to do, again, logistics, like mental gymnastics, trying to like logistically work this out. But in the comics, it's been canonized. Like, and people are like, oh no, it's like a dark vision. Like, no, it has been canonized. It's been confirmed that fucking Anakin was born from the Force, but that Force was manipulated by Palpatine.
Right.
Which still makes Rey and fucking Kylo Ren cousins.
Yummy.
Still kissing cousins all those years later. Like, they still can't stop it. They still can't stop that weird DNA they put in there, but you know what? It sells because they did it in Game of Thrones too, so it sells. All right, everybody.
That's true.
It's just it sells. You heard it here, folks, on Snide Studios, on the Snide Show. Incest sells, and that's where we're gonna leave that today.